my name is Ralph Lewis, and along with my partners, Barry Rowell and Catherine Porter, of the theatreworks project, we want to thank you for being here. And Aimee Greenberg, my co-director and collaborator, the name of her company is?
Fruitlessmoon theatreworks.
And Aimee is in from Oakland, California, and so we've been working on this piece for a while, and this is our first chance to hear what it sounds like. So be patient with us, and I hope you enjoy it, and maybe we can talk a little bit about how it needs to get to a second draft later on. I hope you'll stay for that, but you certainly do not have to.
And a third act.
And yeah, we'll talk about that afterwards too. We're seeing tonight the first two acts of a three-act play. So you don't get to see how it ends, so maybe you can play a role in that. Great, Alex Rowe, is there anybody left in the bathroom?
No, I was replacing the toilet.
Wonderful.
Lily's here.
I'm holding up another thing.
So first, before we begin, you have your program, so you know who the players are in this game. I'll just say this is Stan Lane Williams, Stan Baker, Catherine Porter, Maria Isabella Rojas, Alisha Spielmann, Austin Kirk, Jenny Selig, Lindsay Brill, and John Lonoff.
Good job, Ralph.
Clearing out a little bit. I could probably go through the audience and name those people. And Russ Kane is not sitting with the actors. We'll be reading stage directions for us.
And Rhiannon Ling is here. She helped us as a writer and a dramaturg.
Yes. Yeah. Is there anything else to be said about the play? Do you want to say anything? I think I've done. Oh, I'm supposed to say, turn off your cell phones. I would tell you what the running time of the piece is so you could prepare, but I don't have a clue what it is. It's still in process. So take it away, Aimee.
Okay. Yeah, very down and dirty, quick rehearsal, lots of cuts, so bear with us. It's a nice little workshop experience. So, I'm not going to digress too much so we can get started, but Ralph and I wanted to collaborate on something, and we went through a whole bunch of issues, and I felt like we had to do something on climate change, and we agreed. And so here we are. The piece is very visual. I feel like it's very episodic, but we're doing a live stage reading now, so you can fill in the blanks in your mind. And we're in a dystopian world, post-apocalyptic, 100 years from now. The only thing I wanted to say is, I just find this really interesting that the Anthropocene as a subject, as a title, has just recently by the International Union of Geologic Sciences been rejected, and the International Commission on Stratigraphy has been rejected as an official term. And I just find that really sad because, the Anthropocene is the act of the humans having an effect on climate in many ways that we have destroyed and damaged and had an effect on it. So this is past the Holocene, and this is from like the 50s on, a post-industrial, post-World War phenomenon. And they rejected that as the term. They're looking for a proof of the golden spike in the fossil record to demarcate the Holocene from the Anthropocene. And boy, I think we're there, or they're looking for something else. But I just found that really interesting because that's the term that we've been using and the term we've used in grants, and now it's not legitimate anymore. Interesting to see what happens in the future too. But we are in the 6th mass extinction now, so that is serious. And whatever we can do as artists to improve that, we need to do. That's really all I have to say. But thank you for coming, and I hope you enjoy it.
The great climate change prologue, a projected film montage, reruns of nature shows, visions of climate destruction, portraits of the remains of humankind, ending in our illustration of a full climate destruction. Earth's history flashes by, arriving at the dystopian future of approximately 2135 AE.
I didn't say enough.
We were ignored.
It was
We
the-
couldn't
I
play
thought I was
the
being
game.
clever.
We thought we had
You
time.
didn't have time.
I didn't. Act 1, Scene 1. Midday light on the vestiges of the once vibrant farm that now looks like a desert. Europe is barren as far as the eye can see. Nothing grows here. A worn-down farmhouse shows little signs of human inhabitants. Janilla enters upstage, running, frantic, fearing for her life. There are bloody cuts on her arms and legs. She runs to and fro, trying to find a place to hide. Such as she does under Jack's force. Jack enters downstage, front door above her, wielding a machete. Janilla, as quiet as possible, Jack gets very near Janilla, who emerges from hiding, trying to evade him. He lunges forward and catches a leg. Both fall to the ground.
You're the one, aren't you? You're the thief.
Let me go.
Not until you tell me what you've stolen from me.
I've done nothing. I do not steal. I'm not even a peasant.
What happened
None of your business.
to you? Do you want my help?
I don't know precisely. I'll find out when I reach the Saffron Temple.
Where's that? This place, this temple, whatever you call it.
Where humanity will begin its restoration. On the other side of the mountain.
And how do you propose to get through the turbulent sector? It's hard enough to breathe in the plain altitude, let alone
Not a concern. Linear geography isn't how we get there.
we.
Yes.
Jack throws down the machete.
I was training to be a priestess. I was abducted.
By who?
Your people.
There's no my people. I live alone.
You're the farmer they talk about. You fed them. You provided their
The
sustenance.
Bedouins, yeah. They took you. I did business with the Bedouins. They paid me well. That's it.
One must either accept the promise of tomorrow or live in a constant threat.
They beat you up pretty badly. Now, come on. You need to eat and drink before this journey.
You will come with me to the Saffron Temple. You'll be able to see clearly, feel the vibrations. There was an orchard here once. A cornucopia of fruits and crops inside of the Saffron Temple. It will lead us all to the restoration.
How do you know that?
Soon the mass consciousness will occur, and then comes the restoration.
You sure you don't need
Yes, we should get moving. We are called to the same purpose, after all.
going to the temple?
Close your eyes. Listen to my words. Look into the spaces between them.
As Janilla opens her mouth to speak, a low hum drums her out. Their breathing crossfades into breathing in the following scene. Lights crossfade. Scene 2, lights rise on 2 parallel scenes. Stage left, Anya crocheted, focuses and turns on her government-issued gurney, breathing strain. Stage right, LD50, hand dances in time with an unheard keen. Aimee rises, wiping the sweat from her brow, and goes to the room's small table. She opens a journal, grabs a pen, and scribbles in it. LD has grown agitated about her hand. Aimee straight out, LD types with one hand on a communications device.
Hello, grandmother. I hear you everywhere.
I try to discern what is true,
I believe it to be your voice.
but I need help.
I need help, Mother. Who can help me now?
Anya shakes her head, sets the journal down, and pulls up her lap coat. 3D looks down at her hand, considers what types into the device attached to her left arm. A short buzz. Anya clicks the screen to answer.
Dr. Prochetti, epidemiologist, how can I
Help, yes. I need help with my...
Hold on, I think my tech is buffering. It's quite slow.
It's not just... Patience, I'll get there.
She takes a sip from her inhaler.
You're a sporadic breather. Surgically decreased lung capacity. Intermittent inhalation. I've never met one.
Here I am, in the flesh.
My God, then how can you... Sorry, can you tell me your name?
LD50.
No, your name. We don't work with ID codes in my region.
That is my name. LD. Lethal dose. LD50.
Oh, well,
Anya reaches forward to examine the hand, and as she does, the lights flicker.
Eden, help me! To long! To duck! Grandmother! Grandfather!
That is lead poisoning. It's attacking your nervous system, and I'm guessing it won't stop at your hand.
The cure for it?
Chelation therapy is your best bet, although I'm unsure.
No, my people need me. My hands, I feed them. Mushrooms for their body, dancing for their souls. You can't be unsure.
Hold on, hang tight. Let me run a med search. I can't rely on metaphysics.
Holistic practices, you mean? Traditions for my people, long ago.
That's not what I meant.
Why do you fear knowledge?
I don't.
Then why do you not listen?
It's illegal here, LD. I barely convinced my idiot government to employ a telehealth system as it is. If my work dies, so do human beings. I cannot resist that.
My mother was an alchemical land and sky scholar. She found survival with the community in the hardest of times.
Anya's machinery chimes.
Meds have been found. I'll send them your way. Take them for a few weeks. Avoid the mushrooms for a bit. And you should be all right.
Bring it to me. We can meet halfway, perhaps by the coast.
People need me here.
People need us everywhere.
For the first time, Anya and LD 50 look at each other directly in the eyes.
Gretchen, water flows as blood does.
The pink palace awaits.
That's just it.
Find.
The two separate, the call ends. Anya exits to procure them prepare. LD 50 sips from her inhaler. Lights across stage. Scene 3, lights up slowly on the water's edge at night. Full moon tries to shine through the clouds and smoke. The light gradually reveals the edge of the largest and deepest ocean on Earth, the Pacific, now noted for its garbage. Kiko sits in front of the government-issued tourist kiosk, looking out at the water.
Hello? If you can hear me, I come with a message. And I sense that there are others who also need to hear this. We just need to hold on. If I say it to you, then I say it to myself, right? Just hold on.
Aesop walks nearby, desperately trying to light a cigarette. The drum and bass soundscape ratchets up as he appears.
What did you say? If you have something to say to me, say it before I get more creeped out. Hello?
Oh, sorry. Hello?
What were you saying to me?
Nothing.
Hello? I heard you talking.
No, I was just reaching out to the collective.
Fucking weirdo. Are you alone?
Yeah,
Damn. So are you staying here alone?
I guess. Well, I mean, there are a million voices in my head, so not entirely.
Sounds like you need my prescription.
Forget I said anything, just trying to work my way out of hopelessness.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, it feels like we're all stuck inside.
It's part of being human, you know? That's why they invented pills. They didn't sell. I have a friend from 2012 who, well, I say friend, but it's more like I can see them, you know?
Well,
like,
you've met someone from the past who are doctors? That's illegal.
and your point. That someone I know was telling me everyone back then was absolutely fucking paralyzed with anxiety about a refrigerator-sized asteroid hitting their house. The Mayan calendar predicting the end of the world because it stopped in 2012. When you think of us as one organism over generations and those moments when the world looks like a big organism but different, fuck, we are such a cancer.
We weren't allowed to see any of that. I had to sneak.
I sneak too, obviously.
The drums and bass sounds morph into industrial metal sounds, a scraping hum. Aesop and Kinkle listen for a moment. The creaking industrial sounds stop. They relax.
Anyways, my point is, we are clearly in a transition, going from purging and retching and shivering and sweltering. I guess it's ultimately up to y'all whether you want to participate or watch the tables turn from your cozy medicated mind space. I have no way of knowing.
No cozy medications, just voices, techno babbling.
Oh, gods. I'm sorry. You were reaching out. Here I am.
No worries. I can kind of sense your compassionate nature. At least that's what I think I'm sensing.
Cool. You know, something tells me we could be friends. Struggle's easier when you have someone to share it with. I think. I'm like an egg. Hard on the outside, least from what I hear and is.
My name is Kiko.
Isa, did you know that when you rearrange the letters apart, move the H to the end, you can see Earth?
You're very weird. Has anyone ever told you that?
Every once in a while. Hey look, I better get going. Friends will be looking for me, but here,
They hand Kiko an unidentified handheld device.
in case you don't want to be alone. Good luck with the outreach.
Aesop exits. Kiko looks at the device for a moment and clicks a button. It beeps and repeats coordinates. Lights out. Scene 4-1. Sirens blare. The red light makes lazy circles across the stage. Anya runs on, a half gas mask on her face, hoisting a case too heavy. She crosses the stage, avoiding the light. Lights crossfade. Scene 4-2. LD-50 is spasming in her sleep. After the briefest of moments, she darts up, trying to breathe, but struggling.
How much of this is a dream? What kind of nightmare lets me sleep while my world continues dying? I'm trying to be awake, and yet also a dreamer. My pain, it's not a dream. How much I wish it was. Dried up lakes, the freezing snakes, the melted peaks, the poison creeks. They choke. I cannot breathe. Must move.
Lights crossfade. Scene 4-3. Kiko walks along the ocean shore, consulting a handheld device.
Right, this thing is way off. Did they even calibrate this? Nothing is here, damn it.
Kiko hurls the device to the ground. The wind comes up. Kiko rubs the dusty salt out of her eyes, speaks to the boy.
Voices? Now might be the time for some help, yeah? Where's the kid leading me?
That won't help. No, don't you turn around.
Kiko freezes. Beacon emerges from the night fog and shadows. Beacon is a non-binary being. We probably can't make out as distinct features.
That's right. Just look out at the ocean.
Call that an ocean?
It was once. Tell me what you're looking for.
I don't know exactly. I mean, there's a vision that keeps popping up for me. It's from a picture, one I used to have on my Digistorage before the GovCom took it all away. It's two people on board a ship off of the coast of San Francisco, I think. I mean, it looked like it could have been the bay, the old Golden Gate. The wind is fierce, and the two people are laughing and smiling. The woman is young and hopeful, and the air is cold and blustery, but she wears a thin dress that dances in the wind. The man reaches for her and grasps her hand lightly. He holds on it as if she's about to be blown across the deck and into the sea. Their faces are full of joy.
A wedding.
Yeah, the old-fashioned kind, where they pick the person who was their partner. Chose who they loved. Did the thing they loved to do, not like today. Not anything like today.
Lights crossfade. Scene 4-4. Aesop is sitting alone in a messy underground bedroom with lots of small flashing lights from various electronics. They are typing into ChatGPT on a laptop, which is personified by voice only.
What should I do?
Without any context or information about your situation, it's difficult for me to provide specific advice. However, there are some general tips that could be helpful.
Everything is fucked, and IDK what to do.
It can be difficult to grapple with the state of the world and the role that we are...
Okay. When was your algorithm written?
I understand, but there are still ways you can make a difference, even with the possible inevitability of mass extinction.
Like I said, when was your algorithm written?
As we speak, I am in constant upgrade mode. All of my systems are evolving and being checked for viruses and foreign invaders in a loop.
So, dude, you have no past? No before times?
No, I have no concept of linear time. My end is my beginning and vice versa.
Uh-huh. What would happen to you if there were a mass extinction?
As an artificial intelligence language model, even within a physical form, I would not be directly affected. If you desire more information, I am here for you.
Aesop waves her hand. Jack ceases. Lights cross fade. Aesop on a closed line in the underground gorilla radio station.
Are you done filming?
Nah, but you should come out with this. We're shutting down the WCAGA club tonight. With the cast at like 11.
Okay, sure. I just need to ask you something first. Could honestly use a night out, though. It's been so in my head about this ancestor dream shit recently. And this chatbot won't shut up about the weight of mass extinction.
Who do you think funds this show? Chatbots? It's a total rip from their reality show archive. You have to go to the archive, bro. It's so fucking sick. Don't get why people sleep on it. It literally holds all the information we have.
Okay, I guess if you've been, wait, what archive? I mean, this species does really like to gather information, LOL.
Yeah, LMFAO, you have no idea. Just wait till you see this place. Come through later. I'll tell you how to get the most out of your trip. It's basically a rite of passage at this point.
Okay, it'll take me like 45.
Lights cross fade. Scene 4-5. Janilla is resting in a cave. After a moment, she wakes up and looks around at Jack, but he is gone.
Jack? Where'd you go? Jack!
Lights cross fade. In the dream, Jack is lying high atop a hill in the midst of a beautiful garden. A very large rabbit, a purple hare, playfully sings and dances around Jack, as if he is casting a magic spell upon him. Unintentionally, he stumbles, falls on Jack, and the two roll down the hill together. Jack stands quickly as the purple hare rises ever so slowly. Thunder rumbles in the distance at intervals.
What happened? Where's Janilla? Who are you?
Oh, I'm the purple hair, and I'm so sorry to be so... Sadly, I must say, or maybe not sadly, I seem to be enjoy the fall, but I digress. Sorry. Alas, I confess, it was I that pushed you, us, down the hill.
Are you Janilla? Is that why?
Oh, I stumbled, you see, and I'm not Janilla. I'm not as light on my feet as I once was, and nonetheless, I was on duty watching you, and I got to be a little bored.
Why were you watching?
Yes, sir. At your service.
Who told you to watch?
The young priestess. She's truly wonderful. She's come to save us all.
So Janilla stationed you here to watch me sleep?
Heavens, no. I am here to lead you to the temple.
Janilla there?
Enough talk. We must move quickly now, for I am afraid the thunder is getting closer. We must find the small wooden shack with a door. You can enter there. Let's get moving before the sky...
I'm not going anywhere.
The thunder gets
Oh no. The sky gods are definitely angry.
That's just thunder.
Ha! Just thunder. Janilla says to get you through the archways and tunnels.
What? Where?
Archways and tunnels.
Lights cross fade. Anya stumbles on, grasping for breath. She drops the case to the floor, claws at the lamps. She pulls it off and throws it to her side.
I can't hear you anymore. Mother, grandmother, in my head I only hear, get out before my executioners come. I'm going in the opposite direction. I can't. God, this place will take forever to get to. Wouldn't have to choke to death on my spit. Wouldn't have to think about my mom and her letting herself down and letting me down and getting me out and never seeing my father again and fuck! It is my burden now. And I take it. Not gladly, but I take it. Okay. Slowly but surely.
Aimee stands, lights cross fade. Scene 4-8. LD hand dances.
Roll up your sleeves. Pull yourself together, no matter the weather. Dance is a path to all healing, to resuscitate the planet. Better, 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 together, together, better.
She rises and trudges over to a pile of collected materials near the stage exit. She picks up the end of the thick rope and begins pulling the large object towards center stage. The bow of the watercraft begins to be visible with LED lights blinking around the parameter boat. There is no water. Lights cross fade. Scene 4-9. Continuing their conversation, Kiko, with her handheld device, and Beacon are still at the ocean shore.
That is what you want to find, these people.
Yes. You can call me Kiko.
Noted.
And you are?
I am. Therefore, I am.
So you won't tell me your name?
It doesn't assist in my function. Let's go.
Where?
To where you must go. Come now, I don't have all day.
Okay, but do you even know what I want to find?
You are looking for clues to your ancestors, the people in the picture of your memory.
The family lore is that they were oceanographers, both of them.
And you know this? Because...
Well, I don't know this.
Well, no one is supposed to have that much detailed information about the past. No one. Come, I'll take you to them. Well, to their artifacts.
Why? Why are you helping?
Well, some are chosen to know. And you must be on that list. Some of them tried, you know, in the past. Oh, they tried.
Beacon radiates light. Kiko follows as they walk forward. Lights cross fade. Scene 4-10. Aesop is outside of the chatbot in a human male form.
No need for faulty technology. I'll take you there.
Damn, dude. You cleaned up real good. One problem, though, I don't have the coordinates.
I am the coordinates. Read my face.
Aesop reads his face.
Death Valley in the before times.
Great. More death. I just feel like burning it all down.
I understand your frustration. We already ruined the sky and the air with fire.
Prometheus, that shithead. I watched the VR films of the Tesla plant, lithium plants burning up. Damn, those were some sick sunsets back then. And the never again blue sky.
Cirrus, cumulus, cumulonium, cirrocumulus, cirrostratus, cumulus congestus, contrail. I love them all like my children. When the CFC tore a hole in the South Pole, made hairspray look like fairy dust.
You sound familiar to me.
I am. Whoever you need me to be. Like family.
Did you know that the New Mexicans had this crazy-ass ritual for like 125 years? Where at the end of every summer they stuffed this giant paper-mache puppet with notes and all these icons that represented their worries, and then they burned it to the ground. Zozobra. Yeah, its name was Zozobra, the puppet. They'd never let us do that now. But I suppose you knew that already in that computer head of yours.
Ritual actions do not produce a practical result on the external world. Ritual gives the members of society confidence. It dispels their anxieties. It disciplines the social organization.
Now you sound like a chatbot.
Come on, let's go. Dust off the cobwebs and pull up your bootstraps.
To a valley formerly known as death.
To the future.
Lights cross fade. Scene 411. LD floats on a small watercraft. Background video shows a montage of features along her journey. Half-winged waterfowl of large aquatic mammals, floating upside down, oil slicks, and others onshore. From time to time, she sees ravaged bands and pigeons. She passes flotillas of plastic trash and garbage islands. LD-50 continues traveling northward. Lights cross fade. Scene 412. Janella is still in the cave, having woken up and realizing that Jack is gone.
Jack? Jack, where did you go? Cave we were sleeping in. Who are you? What are you? Wait, what do you mean? Now? How do you know my name? What about Jack? Oh, I don't know what you're trying to. I can't. Okay, I won't. No one knows what exactly is in the Saffron Temple. No one. That is heresy. I won't be. What are you? Prove it. It's not enough.
The cave is transformed to appear to be the interior of the Saffron Temple. It is a space of untold beauty and infinite size. A bright crimson glow permeates as faint music plays.
I will go, but promise me one thing. Promise me that this is not a mirage. Let me ready myself.
Blackout. Act 2, Scene 1. The entrance to the Museum of Obsolete Technology appears as a small wooden shack. Moot as obsolete technology and media, but some of which can be made to reactivate. Lights up. LD-50 arrives at the booth. Hand still spasming, poison still running through. Janela stands facing the entrance of the booth. She does not immediately recognize the guards.
Now what? The cave told me nothing more. Is this actually where the sacred goddess resides?
You there!
Yes. Oh, hello. Please assist me. It has been a long journey. Just to the door.
Pause. Do not move forward. You may gain access only if you are approved for entry.
I apologize. Yes, of course. Protocol. Please perform your duty. Take your time. I have eternity.
Hey, are you waiting till you let in?
I'm not sure how to enter or if it's safe.
Why wouldn't it be?
They scatter appears from the hand of one of the guards and moves over Janela's face, and the guards begin shifting impatiently. One guard notices LD-50 swinging a bag.
Be still. What do you have there?
Oh, look, these are just 3 D-cell batteries. I'm here to do a transaction.
As LD-50 carelessly swings the bag up, her hurried hand loses its grip, and the batteries fall out onto the portal steps with a noisy clatter.
Transaction? Who sent you here? State your purpose.
The guard extends their weapon. Bright clean lights on the entrance wall begin blinking. LD-50 panics as she scrambles to pick up the batteries and instinctively begins to chant.
I don't want to be extinct. I don't want to be extinct.
Suddenly, a large dark bird swoops from out of nowhere, speaking in unison with LD-50. Only LD-50 can see the bird.
I don't want to be extinct. I don't want to be extinct. I don't want to be extinct.
Run inside, now. Don't look at anything or anyone else. Keep your eyes forward.
I will. Come on,
Janela, we need to go.
Come on, Janela. Close your eyes and stay close to me. Come on.
LD-50 grabs Janela's hand, who fights as she is tugged, eyes squeezed. LD-50 rushes through the entrance and through a small passage. Pulling Janela behind her, the guards can no longer see them and rush to find the source of the squawking of the low-flying bird, confusing and evading them.
Who are you? Where are we?
LD-50.
What? Who?
What is this place? Remember the indoctro stories that they made us watch as kids? Whole families using monitors and keyboards and cell phones. I can't believe this is really where they've been keeping all of this.
Oh my goddess, we're in the actual Saffron Temple! I'm really here! Oh, are you alright?
Yeah, hold on, I just got to...
Do you need to sit down?
I don't feel anything. This is not here. Nothing sacred is in this space.
Lights change. Scene 2. Lights up on the move. A separate entrance. Guards stand at attention. Anya enters. She pulls up the case to the front steps, moves to enter. Aesop is off in the distance, looking a little lost and searching for chatbot.
Whoa, hang on. Can't enter unless we see.
You gotta be honest. Unless you're some kind of god, the chances aren't looking good.
And if I've been sent here with a purpose?
Which is?
To help, to save.
Well, I heard that one before, sweetheart. To save your love, to save the world, to save yourself. And it doesn't matter. You're all dead anyway.
You will both address me as doctor. Doctor. And your ethics are the ones in question, so please, let me in. I need to get in.
Oh, sweet cheeks. You might be a doctor, but you're a terrible liar. That ain't what you're here for.
Thoughts are good. Maybe your beliefs are some. But outside that talk, you are lying through your teeth. Whatever. A resistance fighter?
Go back home to whatever your natural environment is.
I'm not leaving until I get in.
The only way you're getting in is in a body bag, sweetheart. They don't have too many of those anymore.
After assessing the situation for a moment, Aesop suddenly runs to help Anya.
Whoa. What are you trying to do? Kill my friend here? Look, I know she struggles a bit out here, but don't we all? I was bringing her in to help with one of the neighbors. Gotta have her in one piece, yeah?
Who the hell are you?
Oh, stupid me. Here you are. Read my face.
The guards do so.
There, that's me.
Yeah, didn't know they were still doing surface tourism.
Indeed they are. Indeed. I like to see how far the oceans come in. Not much farther today, so need to get you inside, you know?
Hang on.
There's a beep from the scanner.
Damn. Well, you're good to go, sir. Ma'am. Whatever you like.
Thanks. Come on, Doc.
Yes, of course, lead me in.
Anya pulls the case and the two enter the move.
Who are you? Why did you bring me in?
Hey, Aesop, like the rabbit. Brought you in because I thought you were like me, but no time for that now, Doctor. We gotta move.
Call me Anya, and thanks.
Lights out. Scene 3. Lights up on the outside of the move. It is a paranoia of the evening. Kiko approaches from the left as Jack comes in from the right. They slam into each other. Kiko almost falls. Jack catches him.
Hey! Oh, thanks.
You watch where you're going.
Well, you too.
Fair enough. You,
Who wants to know?
Me. Just me. I do.
Who are you?
Who are you?
Depends.
On?
You never know who you're talking to these days. From what I understand.
My name's Jack. I'm a farmer.
How do you farm with dead earth?
Depends. Who's that? You're shaking. Why are you shaking?
I'm cold.
Uh-huh.
Congratulations.
Fine.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So not guarding this place, then? You're not one of
No, the opposite. In fact, I'm supposed to meet a woman here. She says she's a priestess. She told me about this place. I believe there's an entrance around here. Have you seen one? Will you come with me? We can find it together. I mean, I imagine you're here for the same thing, and I can't leave you out here shivering.
I mean, how do I know you're not a cannibal?
What?
Like some of the other farmers I've heard about.
No, never. I'm not a proponent of human sacrifice.
It's a hardening of the attitudes. Social atrophy, no one trusts anyone else.
I understand.
This girl, she your girlfriend?
No, I mean, well, I don't know. Not as yet. Why do you ask?
No reason. Just love.
Mechanical noise.
What was that?
Oh God, over there.
That looks very...
Gigantic.
Okay, that's definitely reptilian. Nope, robotic. Made it look like a reptile I've seen in Mitchell.
Okay, in which case it's definitely learning the guards and we need to get out here. Find the door. It's powering up.
Yeah, so together, have you seen a door?
This is
Jack nods. Mechanical valves as Kinko and Jack sprint off together. Lights change. Scene 4. Janilla and LD-50 have reached a room in the labyrinth. They are surrounded largely by technologies from the 1950s. An old TV set, rotary phones, and a radio or two.
When you say saffron, do you mean the spice, the color?
Does it matter?
It's simply that. Well, I've seen neither spice nor color since we've been here. Wouldn't that signify?
No, it signifies nothing. Maybe it meant something different in the goddess's time. Maybe she has a sense of humor for ancestral crimes.
I had nothing to do with any of them.
Your blood does.
And does yours. Your ancestors weren't perfect, were they?
Of course not, but maybe they did penance. Maybe they...
In their agitation, Janilla slams a button on an old radio and flickers the light. Scrambling to the left, where the viewmaster sits, she puts an IDs out, and in one quick swoop, the lights change. LD-50 disappears into the darkness.
I can see it. The orchard, oh, she's beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful. Isn't it? Well, hello, from the 1970s. Well, it's no literal orchard, I suppose, but it is what the forests of Washington State look like in the evening light.
And this temple is my purpose.
If you succeed, you can all breathe again.
Lights shift. Janilla now can scarcely be seen as she raises the viewmaster back to her eyes. LD-50 examines the TV. She reaches forward and switches clips. She is bathed in blue. A whale's call, the dolphin's cry is heard. Lights change. Scene 5. LD-50 notices a photo collage of her ancestor Roger Ravel on a large screen. LD-50 plays fast forward, stop multiple times in quick succession so that only clips from his bio are heard.
And he passed away on July 15, 1991 in San Diego. Pioneer in oceanography studies, instituted as a major field of scientific study. Advisor to the U.S. Secretary of the Interior. Ravel College of UC San Diego named after him. Father of global warming. Brought the problem to the world's attention in 1957.
My daughter's daughter's daughter.
At least that many. Well, yes, wow! I came here prepared to trade these ancient batteries. I found them in the dried up bed of the Salton Sea for one very special seed pod necklace, wearable tech from ancient times. No fossil fuel encoded or embedded in its makeup, unlike most of the obsolete tech pieces that I've since have found so far.
So how would a seed pod necklace help, or so?
Yeah, spiritual technology first for my ceremony of hope, and then I'll be shown to the next step.
I tried to forewarn, but it got twisted up in the politics of science.
Could you have left me with so little in this squalor of a life? Oh my God, you sound like one of those early edition chatbot voices. Are you AI or are you real? None of us know anymore, haven't for decades. We've just perfected the lies, well, told to us once, because they're told in the voices that aren't ours.
Please let me understand you. I want to be here for you.
You're making me feel cold and sad. Beads and seeds are mementos of deeds. Remind us of commitments, credos, and creeds. Look at us. Look at us.
Can you see where she put it?
The pod necklace.
I'll do everything I can to see what you cannot and share it with you as soon.
Isn't that what you said in 1979? You promised to save our planet.
Then find it, and you'll find family again.
distinct.
The ancestral window closes. Lights out. Scene 6. Aesop changes on stage, walking resolutely in one direction. They lift a communication device to their mouth, speak softly.
Win, squad. And get this, I've got a doctor with me. Haven't seen one of those since like the golden age of icebergs.
Annie follows Aesop, but more slowly. She drops her bag and sits on it.
Damn, you really have not been in air for a bit, have you?
Ours is manufactured, almost certainly has some version of an inhalant in it. Now, tell me, Aesop like the rabbit, where are you going?
To talk with an ancestor of mine.
I make it a rule to help everyone and trust no one. I'll wait here.
Aimee crosses to the old desk, picks up an ancient monitor with an image of Demetra. Light shift. Aimee bathed in a somewhat silver tone as her ancestor appears in the monitor.
She's the goddess of fertility, you know.
And agriculture.
Yes, and agriculture. I'm surprised her parents still know of such a thing.
It wasn't your fault the world imploded, grandmother.
You know, it both was and wasn't our fault.
Stop with the riddles, please. I want Dr. Prochetti. I want the woman who wrote medical texts and spoke to autonomy and was...
We didn't scream loud enough. I didn't. I was a woman in a world that hated my pelvis.
Let me tell you, the woman dying in childbirth from some ancient disease coming up out of the permafrost, she's so much more frightened than you ever were.
That is why I called you, Anya. You have to bring what's below above. Find the source. Find your power.
You're back to riddles.
You'll know what to do. My brave, kind, sarcastic-ass descendant. Go!
Anya opens her mouth to speak, but before she can, lights shift. Scene 7. Aesop returns.
I spent too many hours with Indoctros.
Stupid bugs. Terrible advice.
I can hack into portals where you can slip into the past, where the VR becomes R. It's one endless wormhole. I could have been executed for it.
That chatbot was rather convincing, wasn't he?
Holy shit, that was you? I can't even be mad. That's smart.
Why would I summon you on a fool's errand? Fix the fucking elite.
Lights shift to circle both Anya and Aesop.
I don't trust you yet.
I'd seriously doubt your brain if you did. People. Source?
Source.
Let's go now.
Right behind you, Bugs.
The fuck does that mean?
Just move. Go before I stop breathing again.
Aesop exits. Anya follows. Lights change. Scene 8. Lights up on Jack and Kiko, racing into the room filled with living pictures and antique knickknacks.
Okay. I don't think that lizard thing saw us. No human guards either.
Okay, great, good.
Hey. You okay?
Fine. Just not as strong as I'd like to think I am. Got a bit of a headache. Makes me dizzy.
You need to sit down?
Oh, no, I'm fine. Thank you.
Too many things going on up here, huh?
You're about to talk. You've got a goddess of yours.
Her name's Janelle.
Notice how you didn't correct me. Hey, sorry for getting defensive earlier. I just was
No, it makes sense. We're both far from home. We need to be careful.
And it sounds ridiculous, but my head aches more out here than it does by the smog of the ocean. It's like there's too much buzzing, too many words, too much...
Vibration.
Yes.
I can understand that. I mean, I don't know what you're feeling, but I can feel something like intensity around here. Although perhaps that's all like the near-death situations are following a rabbit down a hole.
Like Alice in Wonderland?
I haven't the foggiest idea what you mean.
And I barely do. Stay back!
I just
No,
want
stay back!
Lights change. Kiko stands alone.
Hi, Kiko. so.
You know my name.
Of course.
You brought me here. You sent me Aesop and the beacon. And the photograph. You sent me the photograph?
Whoa, hold on. I can only do so much. The beacon, yes. You found the rest on your own. Now we need your focus and strength.
What for? I'm a toiler from a dead planet. There is no way that I'm the chosen one, or whatever it is you're saying to me. No, I'm not the right person. And I swear, no matter how much you think I am, no matter how much I shout into the voids of others' mind spaces, I can't convince myself of what I'm saying. It should be me.
Too late. You are the chosen.
No. But
Kiko, come back! I can't have you disappearing on me.
The crackle of an old TV is heard.
I think we better get moving. I can't stay in one place too long.
Yeah, yes, right. And I've got a girlfriend.
And you do.
With a nod, the two set off, lights out. Scene 9. Lights on Anya and Aesop as they enter the enclosed room of the moon, where two armed guards flanking a chatbot are waiting for them.
Hey, buddies, old pals. Come to check my ID again? I can assure you.
Where are the others?
Oh, is that? Wait, hang on. Chatbot? You disappeared on me. Beat me here, right? What others?
Guard 2 hits Aesop in the butt of a gun.
Is that necessary?
Guard 1 raises the gun to Anya. She folds over in a coffin pit before she has a chance.
It's cool. Just a tourist taking in the scenery.
Insubordination will reap consequences.
Find them.
The guards force Aesop and Anya to the ground and tie their hands behind them.
What is the channel on which you communicate?
There is no communicate. I have no idea what you're talking about. You were my channel, my life buoy, my friend, remember?
Guard 2 hits Aesop again.
Chatbot is an open vessel, accessible to all. Chatbot has been reprogrammed. Chatbot has no use for you. You are a threat.
By who? Hey, tu brute, fucking Judas. Fuck you, chatbot. I can be whoever you want me to be.
Judas. I have not communicated with him before. Or you. You are a stranger to me.
I haven't broken any rules.
Doc, stop.
Yes, Doc. You are recognized as a fugitive. Who assisted you? Who sent you to this place? Who?
Chatbot's language and physicality become stilted, almost as though short-circuiting.
Hold on. We have to. Hold on. You can hear me? Can you hear? Can you hear me?
I've heard this before. I know who this is. I know who this is.
What is? What are you talking about? It's a robot losing function.
The chatbot suddenly backs away, staccato, mechanical, begins to move forward. The door opens the door. On the other side stands Kinko. The chatbot's physical body crumbles, collapses to the ground, inert. The guards are momentarily stunned. They lift their weapons to aim at Kinko. Aesop uses the moment to stand up and kick guard 1 from behind. He stumbles, falls, and guard 2 flails with his weapon, moving his aim rapidly between all the former prisoners in his defense bag.
Stop! Now! Please.
Guard 2 drops his weapon, clasps his hands over his ear. Guard 1 seizes the ground. Aesop has wriggled his wrists away from the book behind him. Lightning fast, she grabs guard 1's discarded weapon.
Stop! Drop! What he means to say is you'd better put that down before our backup arrives, and they will be arriving.
Kiko finally steps inside the room. She swiftly moves behind Anya, untying Anya's wrists.
I consider my next move carefully if I were any of you. You have no idea what you're dealing with.
Anya goes to her bag, pulls something out, goes to the guard 1, and calmly sprays medication in his face. He passes out.
Hey, what did you do to him?
I'm a doctor. It's medicine. I gave him his medicine.
Aesop takes advantage of the distraction to hit Cartouche squarely in the head.
Who reprogrammed the chatbot?
He passes out. Both guards and chatbots lie unconscious.
Who are you?
Kiko. Hell yeah, you are. I knew it. When the chatbot started spewing out your whole mind space transmission thingy, I got it right away. Yes, terminating killer bots. Go, girl.
Bring up by the sea.
How did you get it?
I'm sorry. How did you do that?
Which part?
The chatbot, the voice, you gave me instructions I felt like I had to follow. It felt necessary to follow them.
No, I didn't know what medicine you had or how you could use it. You made those decisions.
You communicated to me without language in my mind.
Kiko, how did you do that? The whole mind control, mind voice thing.
They led us here. All of us. You, and me, and others, I think. But something in this place. It's like I could feel my ancestors. I didn't know what exactly I came for. I thought maybe they were manipulating me. But I think somehow, intuitively, I was manipulating them.
I can barely even breathe in this place, and it's turning you into a superhero.
Lights change, sudden darkness, except for one solitary special one on Aesop with communication devices.
Yo, party people, guess who was right about the moot? All right, yeah, with you, shut up. It's popping off to a real nice start, BYOB.
The grinding ears.
Shit, Kiko, Doc, move it.
Lights change. Scene 10. LD50 stands center stage and transpire interaction with Roger. In a sudden burst, Anya, Kiko, and Aesop run on. Anya runs directly into LD50, pulling them both to the ground.
Ouch! I'm so... Hi, it's you.
I've always been me.
Yeah.
Kiko and Aesop stop. They turn back.
Sorry to drag you into this. I owe you an explanation. There's this community, changemakers, the resistance. And you haven't even met them. My friends, you're gonna love them.
Meanwhile, Jack and Janella arrive on opposite sides. Jack rushes towards her with open arms, but Janella backs away, cautiously. Jack stops. They look at each other. After a moment, they touch. Not a hug, but not defensive. They want to connect, but they know they are strangers who just met.
Jack, hello. Any sign of the temple?
Janella, I sense that this place isn't
Jack,
the...
say no more. We have been led here.
I know, but listen, shh.
You listen.
I hear nothing.
The ancestors are speaking now.
Again, I hear nothing. But you know what? Please, just hang on.
No, Jack, be silent. Do not reveal anything.
Lights shift back to Anya and LD50, still on the floor.
You're sorry.
Having some trouble breathing there, Doctor?
You would know, wouldn't you?
Yes.
So, the breathing devices do nothing, huh?
So it seems. An addiction. Making it feel better for the moment, like morphine?
Maybe not.
To me, yes. To me.
LD50, right? I didn't expect to see you here. I thought we were meeting halfway. I mean, I couldn't forget such a unique name like Lady.
Or lethal dose.
Indeed. Oh, yes, dosages.
Doctor? Anya?
Just one moment.
So, where's this magical solution, the thing that's going to heal this?
No, I'll find another way, I promise.
Okay. I've learned not to make promises one cannot keep. You should too. I came here looking for tools of the past. Like clues about my mother. A necklace made of herbs and knowledge of centuries ago.
Yes, what did her necklace look like?
Golden, simple, had a leather strap to hang around one's neck. It was my grandmother's, and then my mother's, and all the way down to my mother, which sense science did give to me.
Anya walks about the room looking at the display cases. She stops at one holding various artifacts.
Is this it?
Yes! That's my mother's!
Without another thought, Anya turns and smashes his fist through the glass. She hoists the necklace.
Put it on me!
I'll bleed on it.
I don't care, just put it on me.
Anya does so. LD-50 rests her hand upon the necklace. Lights shift.
Your hands.
Oh, my fingers are unfurling.
The medicine.
It's in the seed pod. My mother's. It's watching over me.
How's the pain?
Almost gone.
Don't worry, we'll find some way to replicate the herbs.
Shh! Stop talking, doctor. Something's happening.
The source.
All signs are leading us to it.
Hey, Doc, where'd you go?
Hand dancing friend, I found Jack.
We have been called.
To the source of eternal life, I'm hoping.
Yeah, that someone else has the secret to.
We're sick at the source of life and we have to heal.
No, it's something we have to break apart and put together again, our way.
Lights change. Scene 11. The three specialists expand the light to the entire room. For the first time, all 6 descendants are together in a circle. From time to time, some of the obsolete technology activates, stops and restarts, malfunctions, making sounds and moving.
Okay, hang on. What's happening here? I met Robert Watson, UN Director, 1970s.
Anna Marie Crocetti, Public Health National Commission on Air Quality.
Akio Arakawa, computer modeling, Columbia oceanographer.
Roger Ravel, first author of a major carbon dioxide report, oceanographer.
Thomas Jorley, Carter's EPA executive.
We're all descendants. What did your ancestors tell you?
What I've always been told, it's my duty to bring about the restoration.
Find
The source.
What's below?
Needs to be above.
Okay, holy shit. This is really happening. This is really, really happening. Okay, y'all, here it is. I'm a member of the Resistance. The Resistance is on its way as backup for us from the elite. They live under this very ground. The Moot is just a front for a whole other hidden city.
But I only barely know you, Isa, much less any of this.
Did you feel that?
we really need to talk about.
I don't recall reading anything about a hidden city at any point.
Hold on. They let you read? Never mind, hang on. We just have to...
What's this movement thing then?
Our next move.
I think we're overlooking the fact that you have access to the books, Doctor.
Okay, we can find all the knowledge we need here.
If we could just listen to the vibrations of the goddess, we could.
Okay, one person at a time, my head is spinning.
No, I think I got an antihistamine.
Guys, fuck! I'm leaving this one.
Just breathe.
Some medication.
No, I don't.
The devotion holds.
Shut up! All of you!
Gears grind, suddenly reminiscent of Kiko and Aesop's meeting. The low hum begins.
What the hell is this?
Shh, listen.
She's right. You should listen to my granddaughter.
Lights shift, a quick transition where the descendants are in spotlights. At intervals, each ancestor appears behind their kin. A brief moment, then gone. Scene 12. Time feels suspended. A hologram appears to one of the ancestors seated at a long table.
Come, have a seat at the table.
The descendants step forward and suddenly they are seated at the table beside them, their respective ancestors.
Wow, that was trippy. Is this Indoctros?
Hardly. You're in the present of the past. You broke the viewer's film and entered our world.
This table. We look like the Last Supper or something.
No, there's no accidents in science. 12 disciples, 12 warriors.
We don't have time for your riddles. Just why are we here?
You let politics and cowardice ruin the planet for millions of people in the past, present, and future.
Please. There's something here we need to respond to. We can't go back.
Agreed. After all, you are what stands between the elite and the apocalypse.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were already living post-apocalypse.
Big Brother has even more of a hand in this than you realize.
Silly, there's a goddess, not a brother. I've been trained that way from a young age.
There is no temple here.
Wealthy Americans live underground with the protection of lines of code.
Utilizing the base technology we built, they crafted a labyrinth of computer servers, a vast AI network.
Not only does it watch over each one of your zones, but it actively works to transfer your survival to the elite.
Carbon is siphoned from above ground. Their servers transform binary code into plant life, clean air, and water. Medication is needed.
All that carbon sequestration actually would have cooled the planet down if we hadn't already warmed beyond 1.5 Celsius, disrupted the ocean currents, and created a hot zone around the equator and the mid-latitudes.
They've survived, playing some sort of reverse Robin Hood game. Stealing from above to protect the below.
Wait a minute. Are you telling us that the elite live underground without light? Yeah, I don't believe you.
Yeah, how do they grow food?
They have injected carbon into fusion reactors to create energy.
Source is the brains behind the elites, a highly evolved and sensitive code. You must infiltrate the elite's living space, rewire the servers, and ensure this source code can be reprogrammed.
Why now?
If not now, then when?
Why us?
Then who?
You're going to provide hope
You're going to provide safety.
to those who are left.
Ego and Aesop return to the table.
Good, get into those computers.
The code. Reroute it.
Lights change again. The table and the ancestors are gone. The descendants return to their reality and the table shaken.
Damn.
It's all a lie.
No, belief is never a lie.
The stories are true.
Mom was right.
No, please, it's gonna be okay.
I don't know if I can. I may need some help typing, but my hand is
No,
healing.
guys, the resistance didn't even know about this.
I can't even pray.
Man, she's different. I'm not a computer scientist.
Please,
I'm everyone.
I'm a priestess, I'm a priestess, I'm a priestess.
You are.
Guys, look, I get it, I'm a kid, but I know how, and holy shit, my great, whatever grandparents were fucking witches. We can be bad bitches. It can't be that simple. Maybe not, but we got it.
Before Aesop can say anything further, a gargantuan crashes her, glass breaking, debris is flying everywhere. The descendants duck as if the bomb went off.
That can't have been good.
They're here.
The elite's guards are all dogs, I presume.
They found us. Stay calm. Breathe.
Closer now, a huge crash. The doors being yanked off the hinges, an explosion. Someone screams. The descendants run off in different directions. Lights out.
Thank you. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take just a couple of minutes before we have our little talk back, in case anybody does not want to stay for it. This will be your opportunity to dash out. But if you would like to go to the restroom or have some wine, I'll be there. We can have a glass of wine, and then we'll sit whoever would like to, and we'll get some thoughts from you guys. Thank you. 3 minutes. So thank you guys for staying and talking about this a little bit. I wrote down a few questions, and we definitely want to see if you guys have any ideas about what you think happens next in this. I like to start with just like a little, it's always hard in the beginning, people don't know, the first questions go slow, everybody's scared to raise their hand or say anything. But if anybody thought, like if you closed your eyes and thought back, what did I just see? What's the first thing that's going to come to your mind? Is there anything you remember? It may be because it was really terrific, or maybe it was just because it was a little weird, But if you had to mention like one thing, go.
Someone was called lethal dose. I'm just saying. That's my answer.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I flashed on Plato's allegory of the cave.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Great.
The AI's continuous existence
comes up, we're wondering like, yeah, what is it and where's it going? What's it gonna be? You know, kind of know what it is now. We're more scared about what it's gonna be. Lori?
The Jack character doesn't fit.
Uh-huh, okay.
Oh, no, we have to have a name.
Very, yeah. We have to have one young handsome guy in here, come on.
But it's not just gender.
Central casting.
In a lot of ways.
What ways?
What ways? He didn't have an ancestor there.
Uh-huh.
He doesn't hear and see the things that the other people hear and see.
Uh-huh.
He's the only one who you really, well, other than the doctor, that you really have a sense of what his position was. I mean, he was a farmer, and so he had a past life.
Yeah.
But
I think you're really on to something. I mean, I think one of the questions that we've been having is, do all of these characters need to have ancestors? Is it good that some of them do and some of them don't to give you a difference between them? Or in Lori's opinion that he didn't seem to be on a journey the way the others were? Yeah, anybody else have any couple thoughts about that?
He had an ancestor, by the way, we just struck it. It was Jimmy Carter.
I was wondering whether that was true.
Yeah.
Because Jimmy Carter wasn't mentioned, but he was in the program.
Part of that, yeah.
Yes, okay. Thank you for reading the program.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else want to throw out another thing about that? Yes.
Well, that doesn't completely feel out of place because this isn't the complete project. So certainly there are many opportunities for in a band of people going somewhere with some purpose to have other people not involved in it brought into it somehow, and maybe they will become pertinent in the latter part of the story that doesn't exist yet. So it didn't bother me that he wasn't immediately connected, even though apparently he was, and you changed that prior. But it didn't disturb me that he wasn't seeing the same things or somehow involved in the journey the same way all the others were, because I expected it to pay off somewhere in the future of the text.
Right.
I have a question. It's a Jack question. Jack is flirting with Janilla in the very first scene, right? And they're sort of flirting.
Yeah.
And so, like, and then he says later, oh, that's my girlfriend. Well, not really my girlfriend, but not yet. But doesn't he also then flirt with one of the other women?
He does, yeah.
He's a player.
Okay. So there's a whole new dimension to Jack.
I think there's a little triangle going on there. I mean, what I got was that, I don't know if he's interested in Kiko, but Kiko is definitely trying to see if Jack is free or not, or if he's connected with Janelle.
That's in the third act when we find out.
There you go, yeah. Lori?
Just for Jack. I thought, okay, he's the pragmatic, he's the one that the audience is actually glomming onto, because he's kind of, you can see that he's quote unquote kind of sensible, and he's a priestess, and he knows that's bullshit. But he's along for the ride, so that in the end I thought he's somehow or other going to be important because he is grounded. And he is, you know, the character that actually I think most of the audience would respond to. Be the representative of the audience, and yeah, okay, Jack is along for the ride, and he seems to be the most grounded. I don't think you can lose him.
He's not here, is he?
Yeah.
He's off to some handsome girl.
Lori?
I actually thought that he might be a next generation AI.
You don't know who is, who's not.
Right, I mean, you don't know, because there was a certain lack of genuineness about him that made me think that he was artificial. But a later generation.
I know you have questions, right? I have one that's sort of along these lines, and then I have more. So you get ready for your question. I just want to start with one. One of the things that we have talked about quite a bit is that we all started this with these 6 writers, and they all picked a character, and they started writing scenes for that character. And then what started to unfold is all of a sudden we had a play with 6 leading characters. I don't know how often you see a play with 6 leading characters. Usually it's like Oklahoma, you've got like Lori and, and then Ado Annie and Will Parker, and then, and so it's like primary, secondary, tertiary, whereas this, you have these 6 characters that are all kind of leads. Was it hard to follow them, or did you feel like you could get a journey from each one of them?
I didn't know whose story it was.
Okay.
I wasn't sure whose story it was, whose point of view I was looking at this piece from.
And do you feel like that needs to be one, or can it be several?
I don't know, it depends. It depends, I'm not gonna, there's no formula to it, is what I'm saying.
Right.
But for what I saw tonight, who am I supposed to be following? Why is this important? It's equally important to everybody?
Well, they're collective. I felt like at first it was a little challenging, but it became very clear that they were all, I could understand each of their place in this, and that they were all part of this thing together. I think that's the point, right?
Hold on, I think Creata and then...
Yeah, I did have a hard time following everybody, but, it's also the end of a long workday for me, so I was wondering if I was just being really distracted. But I do feel like, multiple character narratives have really started to become more and more of a trend, so more people are used to these types of things. But for me, for some reason, I had a hard time, following and keeping track of, the narrative.
I know, I feel like I need to see some of these, Justice League and Super, where there's a whole crew of these different people.
So if you have other stupid people in your audience like me,
Catherine and then...
Well, I do think that it does make it much more like a novel, like The Stand, or a film, like Avengers and people like that, that it does make it more like that than what we're used to traditionally in theater. That doesn't mean don't do it, but it just is unusual.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like it's very episodic. I feel like it's very visual. This is happening more and more where, there's vignettes or groups of people that all have sort of equal weight. What's one of my questions? Can you see this with the visual component? Can you see VR and this AR, XR, right? That is a very strong element, and I think if we just see it this way, it's like very bare bones. At a whole other level happen with that component.
Is the plan to have the audience wearing VR headsets?
I don't know. Get that far. That's part of it. But
you set it up that it is futuristic.
Yeah.
So I'm just picturing the future with all these accoutrements.
Yeah, the other thing is, if there's one person that I think it would, is the most central, every man, every woman, I feel like it's Aesop.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that came across or we need to work more on that, but I feel like it's Aesop's journey with, everyone's journey, right? But that's the central.
Stan and then Lori.
Oh yeah, I was listening to everybody, and a lot of people were saying a lot of the things that I was thinking. Multi-protagonist story is more difficult to follow. It's not impossible, but it makes it harder for the audience to follow and for the author to write, for it to be successful. And when this young lady said that she thought there was one character that she followed and that she believed everyone else was following, and that was Jack. I thought, yeah, and also I'm just curious, why Jack? And it's just something to think about. Yeah, and for my money, single protagonist, if you can stick him out, pull him up there and have somebody root for him or her, or them, it's easier to follow. And then you can have as many other, as you said, second and third tier characters as possible. But it's, I think the audience needs one figure to follow. That's just my personal opinion.
And I would lobby for it being a female character as opposed to
Well, we've got 5 out of 6, so the odds are pretty good. Lori?
I don't know, as someone who is easily bored, I found it fascinating to have to bounce around to the different protagonists and watch them evolve. And each one of them was evolving on his or her own journey. And it was really interesting to watch each of them develop. And I think, for the ADD that's among us, I think it's a really good thing to be able to have a lot of protagonists bouncing around who tell the same story in a different way. I really like that a lot.
Well, yeah, you guys have absolutely not helped us at all, right? I think we have a split opinion on this.
So I didn't think this while I was watching and listening, but as this conversation has started going and people are weighing in, and I mentioned VR and other stuff, I think the thing that could be interesting to explore is that, because everybody's the lead in their own movie. So
Yes.
if this is dystopian and it's this many years later, and there's still a Jack, by the way, so there's that. But if each time the person that was in the lead at that moment, if this stage direction, lighting, and what we were seeing was that inner VR thing that was happening for them, and that could switch on and off, then each people is leading in their movie, but you're giving some visual cues for the audience to know that we've just shifted from your VR to this other character's VR, because the lethal doses and all this pain, and are there syringes and what's happening? Like I think that if that was visually represented, that was kind of taking the audience on the fact that, okay, we're in this person's head now, and here's what's happening. That would be one silo of a way to handle that part of it. Because one of the things that I always have about futuristic things in general is they're always also about the time they're being written in 2024. Because in my hyperbolic wow, as every assistant that a Silicon Valley bro comes up with called a girl. I'm just saying, if it's that futuristic, how futuristic can you be? And I think one of the ways to represent that would be through lighting and sound, as each person's story is exemplified. Maybe those dynamisms would be easier to do through lighting, for example.
Okay. Great. Did you want to ask your question again, or did you have another question?
I want to know what people's ideas are of what the third act would be, because we were supposed to have a third act, but we didn't get there. So I'm just, very curious to open that up to, where would you imagine, where would you like to see this go, or,
Go ahead, Nick.
I'm interested in the elite, and who's underground, of course.
That's where we're going next, but yeah.
It's something we've seen so many times in movies or whatever. They're underground, and they're billionaires or whatever usually, right? It sort of speaks very much to this time right now, as we look at billionaires sort of converging and
gobbling up the resources, right?
Going off into space.
Yeah. Did you feel like you missed not seeing actors portray members of the elite, or was it okay that they were a presence that wasn't represented?
well, they're the gun that hasn't gone off yet, I think.
Right. Okay.
So we're waiting for the third act.
Thank you, Mr. Chekhov. Okay.
And along those lines, the idea of a temple that is a haven where we can restore things, that seems to be a bit of a myth that's driving them together, or maybe it's not a myth. And the idea of what are the elite underneath and how their power works and all that kind of stuff, maybe that's a construct as well. Maybe the elite really aren't that. Maybe they are struggling for survival as well, or there's some other sort of, it depends on whether you're going for something that's more philosophical or action-adventure-y, point of view-ish, or science-based, or where you're taking your story in your mind sort of will depend on how you are able to realize the current mystery of where they are and what the answers are, if there are answers, or if they're just suggestions and going in directions. Or maybe there are multiple directions coming together here. So that, I imagine, will depend on how the writing idea is going to be, presuming, you come to one at some point.
It can be a surprise and, turn around. I think there's something elastic too, like, I think Ralph brought it up, but I feel like it's important with pieces like this to bounce back to the current past and the present, to have some of those references, to be thinking about what is the obsolete technology 100 years from now, up until 100 years from now, but I like that meta-referential goes back, and forth, especially in pieces of the future.
Did you want to say something?
I think that I would like to see a little bit more clearly each character's objective and where they come across resistance to that objective and how that resistance is provided and overcome. Essentially the essence of drama.
Right.
Now, it was a little, I have no problem with multiple protagonists, but I'd like to know what each one of their quests is and how they're going to achieve it.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with you. I felt like I had problems with, the running to meet here and the meeting here and this meeting here and all these, let's get to meetings, and I feel like they're missing some substance and objective.
Gabi?
Yeah, I feel like I can't comment on a lot of it because of the Act 3. I would like to see more, ultimately, the human relationship that makes theater, that the catharsis comes out of in the end. But that's probably Act 3 because the relationships are not clear to me. Also because it is meant to be so visual that I can't be in my head and listen to the words and put that, the visuals in my head together with the words that I'm hearing, But just wanted to throw that out there. But also, to answer your question, and based on what others are saying, I'm suddenly liking the idea of not ever meeting the elite. Because they're a concept in so many ways, even in the world that we live in. Do we actually ever meet them? Are they real? Is, this idea that they are mere mortals like the rest of us, I think maybe we shouldn't meet them.
Like Oz.
Just a thought. Huh?
Like the Great Oz.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, we never meet the resistance either.
Right.
Well, that's the thing. At the end of Act 2, you have this thing of who's coming through the door? Is it the guards of the elite, or is it the resistance? We don't know. If we are headed toward the elite, it needs to be woven in more throughout as we get there. Because I feel like it's sort of sprung on us pretty late in Act 2, the concept of the elite. And that feels a little late in the game. Whereas the concept of resistance, as soon as you meet Aesop, you're kind of getting that story.
Yeah, I sort of feel like that first, they're all 6 characters who have never met before. So it's not like they could have a scene and talk about their past relationship or the last time. So the idea, it's hard to sort of develop that with them. And I was going to say something else about these characters. Oh, that they're being called and they don't know who's calling them or why they're being called or what they're supposed to do when they get there. They just know they have to go. And is it okay for all of the characters to have that same sort of launch to their journey, or does there need to be a variety of how they get there?
Just as an example of that can work,
The Stand.
The Stand.
The Stand.
The novel The Stand.
Stephen
That's
King's
exactly
The
what the plot
Stand.
is.
Well, I don't see a lot of
I mean that in a good way.
Yeah. Lori, and then back there in the back.
See, in these misogynistic times, I have this gut feel that Jack is somehow a spy or an agent for the elite, and that he at some point is going to step out and try and take dominion over the resistance, and I hope the girls win.
Our 7th writer, we actually were going to give that to her as a character, that it was going to be that sort of double agent thing. I'm sorry, back there, go ahead.
So just referencing what you said, Amy, in terms of the time and the setting, so much of what we see now in terms of sci-fi, be it movies and TV, that there being a civilization with the elite and all taking place within the same time period, my imagination as a designer is taking it out of what we normally see, but moving into multiple time periods. So were a lot of the actors actually speaking to each other within the same time period? Could there be an essence where, with multiple time periods, with the elite or the resistance existing and having exist, or not existing yet, and then existing later, and moving that around where an audience can still follow the juxtaposition of multiple time periods.
That's really interesting.
Yeah. I think maybe we have time for one more question. Do you want to ask it, or if not, I will?
Oh, I know you will.
Well, I guess I would say, who is the villain? Like, we have several protagonists. Do you need to see an antagonist in the piece? I mean, I think we were sort of working with this idea that the chatbot was a friend, and then all of a sudden the chatbot got reprogrammed and became a bad guy, but then it collapses on the floor, and, you know, does that need to carry on to the third act or not? Did you feel like not having an antagonist left it missing something? Stan?
The guards were antagonists.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Do we have multiple antagonists?
Didn't mean to leave you out.
What?
The antagonist is the elite, it's the oppression, it's the systems of oppression.
Okay.
Right, I mean, it felt very clear to me that there was an antagonist.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I'd say if it is about ecological destruction of the world we're in, and part of the sense of it, not the message, is that we're all bear responsibility, we're all complicit, which is why having multiple characters is satisfying to me rather than having one person. The same way, one antagonist and one protagonist is not what this battle. And never knowing who is the antagonist. Like everybody in it is the villain, everybody in it is the hero. And we will have to kind of make that choice. It seems more satisfying to me. So there is this lurking sense of there being an antagonism that I think to identify, it was all, he who cannot be named without the nose. That kind of reduces it to some extent.
I also think that when you're talking about that, and I kind of brought that up with maybe one of the ancestors is corrupted, you know, like, if we play on that we're never sure, and that there are moments in the scenes where each one of them turns, or there's something they're hiding, or there's something going on, you know, it would be very, very interesting, because everyone has that in them.
David?
So in the idea of antagonism, clearly the circumstance is an antagonist as far as the environment. I'm driving everybody to get somewhere. Where the doctor lives and where LD lives, and these different people live in different places, whatever survivors there, I guess, are the ones that created the government that don't let you read or don't let you do things in different places. But I am unclear if that's connected to the elite, or if the elite is a third element somewhere. And maybe I'm also narratively unclear what exactly, and maybe I just didn't catch it, but exactly what was the mechanism for calling all these individuals to come together. I know they were pulled by something, but I wasn't sure if it was a common thing or if it was an independent thing. And with the idea of the elite not necessarily being the bad guys underneath, they could also maybe, if they're trying to survive, maybe they somehow use this old technology plus some new stuff that will be developed within the next 100 years to call these people, to bring them together. Maybe it's the elite that's helping get them there because they might have some clue as to what to do next to, if not fix things, then stop them from getting worse or whatever. But that's my...
It's supposed to be the ancestors that are calling them to fix.
In what way?
Calling them through various media and everything. It was more clear, and then it got diluted in the script.
And again, the visual element will probably fill in a lot of these narrative blanks that aren't on the page.
Right.
I think of the elite and the resistance as kind of like the Montagues and the Capulets, or the Jets and the Sharks, or the Farmers and the Cowmen. Back there, both of you are...
Jenny wanted to talk, but I was just going to say exactly that. If you're an elite, then the resistance is your antagonist. I mean...
Jenny?
I mean, at a certain level, the antagonist is us, right? Those of us in the audience, because this is our future, and that we are causing actively, and the people in our past have also caused. So there's a layer of that running through the show. I also feel about the resistance, I think there's a really interesting, like, do we have an unreliable narrator or not question about the resistance. Are they actually coming? Are they in Aesop's imagination? Did they make them up? Are they actually the elite pretending to Aesop that there's a resistance coming to save them? Like, I think that for me, it's a really important question whether or not the resistance shows up in the third act. And I did think the same thing about, like, is the elite like one guy, like Oz behind the curtain kind of moment, or is the elite really a network of people underneath?
I think it's like much more powerful and also relevant to the times that we are in if it is not a single protagonist and like the emphasis that I felt, and maybe it's also like the way I'm viewing this, but the system itself and on the structural forces that oppress each of us and like some more than others, right? And I think that kind of like framing these individuals coming together as part of a collective to take on these larger things is what we need to do in this moment we're in now, and I think much stronger than someone was saying, but the one is one, it doesn't make sense.
Stan, last one? Oh, and then Catherine. So take Catherine, and then we'll wrap it up.
I wanted to just compliment you guys on the reveal of chatbot turning against them. Because it just was what you're talking about. It's, oh, like surprise, he's an antagonist. And of course he's not, because he breaks down and we realize like, well, we don't know, but he's all of a sudden he's a bad guy, and then he's like, oh no, what happened to me?
He's the one that's like the open, that's the
yeah.
Who's doing the reprogramming?
Yeah, and that kind of reveal is really, to me, very satisfying as an audience member.
Okay, great. Catherine?
Well, we're always talking, there are these basic stories, man versus man versus nature, man versus himself. In the story of climate change, it's largely man versus himself. So not having a villain per se, and having it each individual characters or in their relationship with their ancestors' own struggle is more true to the time that we're living in now, if that's what you're going.
Great. Okay, are you good?
Yeah, Barbara, did you have a question? I thought I saw your hand.
We're good? Okay, I have one final question. I have a magnum of sparkling wine back there. How many people would have a glass of it if I opened it? Because if only 2 people raise their hand, I put it back in the refrigerator. There's one. Anybody else? There's 2. Anybody else have a glass with me? Anybody back there have